In a world where voice is power and movement is freedom, one man lost them both. Yet from those very limitations emerged an extraordinary strength. He was not just a physicist. He was a symbol of perseverance, a voice of logic amidst doubt, a light of knowledge in the darkness of the universe's mysteries. He was not just a scientist, he was a symbol of perseverance, brilliance, and the spirit of life. Though his body was paralyzed by a deadly disease, his mind wandered through the dimensions of time and space, challenging the boundaries of human understanding of the universe. From the silence of his wheelchair and the distinct electronic voice, he conveyed ideas that changed the way we understand black holes, time, and existence itself. This is the complete story of a genius who not only transformed science but also inspired the world with his extraordinary journey. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, England. He was the first of 4 siblings in a highly intellectual family. His father, Frank Hawking, was a tropical medicine biologist, and his mother, Isabel, once worked as a secretary at a medical research institute. Their family was eccentric and loved science. Though not wealthy, the Hawking household was known for reading and discussing scientific topics around the dinner table. From an early age, Hawking was interested in mathematics and physics, even though his school grades didn't always reflect his true talent. His teachers recognized his intelligence, although he was known as a joker, sometimes careless, yet highly creative. His classmates nicknamed him Einstein. After finishing school, Stephen continued his education at University College, Oxford, to study physics, as mathematics was not offered there. At Oxford, he found the coursework too easy and often spent time playing chess or relaxing rather than studying hard. Nevertheless, he graduated with honors. After Oxford, Hawking pursued his doctoral studies at the University of Cambridge, where he began research in cosmology. However, at the age of 21, his life changed drastically when he was diagnosed with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Doctors gave him a grim prognosis, just 2 years to live. But Hawking, driven by extraordinary determination and curiosity, refused to give up. ALS gradually shut down his motor neurons and caused progressive paralysis. Yet instead of falling into despair, Hawking found new motivation to live. Love, science, and the support of his family became the fuel for his spirit. He completed his doctoral thesis, got married, and became a lecturer at Cambridge. Hawking permanently lost his ability to speak after undergoing a tracheotomy in 1985. Since then, he communicated using a speech synthesizer controlled by a cheek muscle. Though his voice was robotic, his thoughts remained sharp and captivating. One of Hawking's most revolutionary contributions was his theory of Hawking radiation. Previously, scientists believed that nothing could escape a black hole. However, Hawking showed that due to quantum effects, black holes could actually emit radiation and eventually evaporate. This discovery bridged quantum physics and general relativity, the 2 great pillars of modern physics. Hawking also developed a model of quantum cosmology and supported the idea that the universe has no temporal boundaries, a theory he developed with James Hartle, now known as the Hartle-Hawking state. Behind his image as a brilliant scientist, Hawking was a vibrant and unique individual. He had a sharp sense of humor, was sarcastic, and enjoyed playing with paradoxes. He was known to love parties, classical music, and even once raced his wheelchair down the university corridors. In 1965, he married Jane Wilde, a literature student who faithfully supported him as his physical condition worsened. They had 3 children, Robert, Lucy, and Timothy. Their marriage lasted more than 2 decades but ended in 1995 due to the emotional toll of the illness and differing spiritual views. Hawking later married his nurse, Elaine Mason. This marriage was controversial and surrounded by allegations of abuse, although Hawking never confirmed the rumors. This marriage also ended in 2006. Hawking was an outspoken atheist. However, he respected other beliefs and often engaged in discussions about science and existence with spiritual and religious figures. He believed that scientific explanations could one day reveal the origins of the universe without needing to rely on a divine being. Hawking was not only recognized in academic circles but also became a pop culture icon. He appeared in The Simpsons, Futurama, The Big Bang Theory, and was the subject of the Oscar-winning biopic The Theory of Everything, 2014. He also authored many popular science books, including A Brief History of Time, 1988, The Universe in a Nutshell, 2001, The Grand Design, 2010, with Leonard Mlodinow, Brief Answers to the Big Questions, 2018, published posthumously. These books simplified complex concepts and brought them to the general public in a clear and engaging style. Stephen Hawking passed away on March 14, 2018, in Cambridge, at the age of 76. The world lost one of the greatest thinkers of the century. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, near the tombs of Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin, a symbolic tribute to a man who expanded the frontiers of human understanding. Hawking's legacy lies not only in his scientific theories but also in the inspiration he gave to millions. He proved that physical limitations do not define one's intellectual or personal potential. That curiosity, hard work, and courage can overcome even the most difficult of life's challenges. In his most famous words, remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious. Stephen Hawking was not just a scientist, but a true explorer, an explorer of time, space, and the limits of human capability. Within his physical limitations, he found the extraordinary power to chase humanity's biggest questions: where did we come from, and where are we going?